But then Connor went missing from the supposedly secure home, found almost a mile away, and Lindsay's suspicions began piling up.
So we could tell something was off. He would abscond, saying he didn't want to go back. He's put on a lot of weight. He's almost 20 stone now. And he probably went in at around 13, 14 stone.
So Lindsay installed a camera in his room. Within days, the camera captures Connor eating out of a bin in the middle of the night with no carer in sight. He was eating from it for almost an hour.
I felt sick to my stomach. That he is one-to-one care for a reason. That's my child. The staff should be there looking after him.
Connor should never be left unsupervised, and yet day after day his carers are seen fast asleep at 7 o'clock in the morning, at 9 o'clock at night. At times, Connor has to wake them up. Others are seen ignoring him completely as he tries to talk to them, before turning off the light and having a sleep at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Lifeways is charging the council £4,700 a week for Connor's care.
They'd mock him, they'd vape next to him, shouting in his face. Every day was neglect, every shift was neglect. That was Connor's normality, but we just didn't know it. He can't help having to live there, and I don't want him to have to live there, but he has to. I actually thought I could die happy. I know that sounds silly, but I knew he'd be okay. But now I just think if anything happened to me, like, what's going to happen to him?
We put the findings of our investigation to the chief executive of Lifeways.
Do you feel any sense of shame that that is the company that you're running?
To hear those stories and to hear about anybody who receives neglectful care or lack of care, I think it is absolutely shameful. As you know, these situations are historic. They were dealt with robustly at the time. As soon as we were alerted to them, we suspended people and they were subsequently dismissed, and they're not in the company.
Guys, this was actually an eyesore, unheard of. You've watched this particular video. I want to talk about 1-to-1, what does that entail? 2-to-1, what does that mean? That incident in that video shouldn't really happen to anyone. No family would be happy to see their own child, their own person who is vulnerable, going through all that in that video. It was totally, I don't know how the carers are going to defend themselves. The level of neglect seen in that particular footage was something, they cannot defend it. Even the manager of the home was ashamed. Yes, because that must have been going on for far too long. Imagine that guy eating from the bin for long 1 hour. He is not 1-to-1, but 2-to-1, even 3-to-1. But all of them were busy. Some would vape. I've seen places they have 4-to-1 person. What does that mean to be 1-to-1? You are assigned to a particular client, patient, to look after that person. 1-to-1 also happens in a school. Like tomorrow I'm going to work. My work tomorrow is 1-to-1. You know that this child, you are responsible to assist this particular. You don't have any business with the other child on the corner. You don't have any business with the child on your right. It is that child sitting before you. You are to make sure that that child does his classwork. That child goes to eat when it is break time. Whatever that child does, you record it. You have an eye on that. He or she is not to be left alone. This is the same thing that happens in a care home. When you are doing 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 1-to-1, assigned to a particular client, you look after that person. The person is going out, you go with the person. The person is going to, you are to assist the person, help the person with food, maybe personal care if it is listed in what you are expected to do, because the person is high risk. 3-to-1, 2-to-1 means 2 carers looking after one person. That is 2-to-1. 3 carers, 3-to-1, 3 carers looking after that person, because the person is vulnerable, maybe high risk, maybe the person is attempting to like take their own life. For instance, a nurse and a healthcare assistant, they lost their job. What happened? They were on 2-to-1 to a particular patient. This patient, they said, is a high-risk patient who was, attempting to take her own self-harm. That is the word they use. She was trying to harm herself, maybe use knife or something to cut herself, or even take her own life. That was why they positioned that particular patient on 2-to-1. A nurse and a healthcare assistant looking after this particular patient, a female. What do they do? There was a video of this. These two people, they fell asleep with JJ. They were enjoying their sleep. And guess who filmed them? The particular patient that they were meant to be looking after used her own, because it was a female client, used her own phone and filmed the nurse and the healthcare assistant where they were enjoying their sleep, snoring on the highest level. Well, you can imagine. How do you even defend that? Where do you start? The person that you were meant to look after was the person that reported you with a video evidence. 2-to-1. Okay, what if, as you guys were sleeping, what if that person did something that you were expected to watch over her for? 2-to-1. You people are two. It's either, if at all you wanted to sleep, two of you, the nurse might close eye and then the other person stays awake. And when this other person, wants to close their eye, the other person should. You plan these things. Maybe 1 hour you go have a rest, set your alarm, then this other person comes. But two of you, just like in this video, in this guy's case, you saw what played out there. 4 p.m. in the afternoon, a carer or support worker, because this is just support work role in his case. 4 p.m. he switched off the lights after smoking. How can you be vaping? It is not allowed. Even in the open bus stops, if you see somebody vaping inside, I've watched before me, a woman walked a man out. You are not allowed to vape. He said it's not cigarette. He said no. Vaping and cigarette, they are even the same. You are not allowed to be vaping right here in the bus stop. And he has to leave that bus stop for the woman. Know your right in this very country. You talk more of a patient, a client you are looking after who is vulnerable. You don't know. And you were vaping right inside their house. That wasn't enough. 4 p.m. you switched off the light and sleep. 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Hey! What kind of carers, support workers are they? How are they going to defend that? These things, they cut across all the races, not just because in this particular video, they were just, people of color. There are videos of people who are not people of color who have abused people they are caring for. It is all over TikTok, all over the social media. So this particular video, maybe I'm going to play it here for you. 2 carers, they were busy eating the food they served a resident. I think it's an elderly person. They brought that food to a woman. I think she said no, something like that. I don't know. Even at that, they started eating. This one I think it was toast. They give to this one. The camera captured them. They were busy calling the woman bitch. You don't want to eat your food, bitch, bitch. Oyibo people, white people. Imagine. A doctor was recently dismissed from his work in the US because he verbally abused a patient, a black patient. That doctor, now white Oyibo, he was dismissed from his work for verbal abuse to a black patient. He was shouting at him. So it cut across everywhere, not just black people. Yes, I don't want to see anybody coming to the comment section to say this immigrant, that. It's all over. It's everywhere. But we should call a spade a spade. The level of abuse, is it O'Connor or Connor went through, experienced in the hands of his carers. That was an eyesore. They would go to jail. For me, assuming Connor was my own child or my family members, they're gonna pay for it. Imagine watching your own family member who is vulnerable, waking up at night, eating from the bin for over an hour. The carers were busy doing their thing. He's even the one going to wake them up in the morning. From the video you saw, he went to wake them up in the morning. Somebody who is vulnerable. 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 1-to-1. You are meant to be there for that person 24/7. Ensure that no harm comes to that person. No danger comes to that person. That is what 1-to-1 means. Yes, especially when you are looking after persons who have advanced autism, advanced dementia, advanced disorder problems, neurosurgical problems, and a whole lot of them. They need high level of care, 1-to-1, 2-to-1, ensuring that they do not harm themselves or even fall into danger. This is really sad, to be honest. So if you don't understand 1-to-1 what it means, you may have learned that from this particular video. Whenever you are assigned to 1-to-1, 2-to-1, make sure you, even if you plan to sleep, yes, on a 2-to-1, two of you cannot go to sleep at the same time. You plan something and you do it. Make sure that one person is awake, watching after that person, because the person could get out at any time and do something unlawful. And these days, families are not taking this from carers and support workers, because they are implanting some hidden cameras, checkmating the activities of these support workers and carers. The law actually requires them to inform the nursing home, the care homes, or the homes that, look, they will be implanting cameras. I don't know what they will do in this particular case. Though the mother of Connors claimed that the son was losing weight and he had wandered about a certain time, blah, blah, blah. That was why they did that. I am sure they did not inform the care home before they dropped that camera there. Yes, because if they did, the care home may have informed all these carers. But you are expected to do your work, whether with camera or without camera, diligently. Do it, be responsible. Yes. Anyway, this is it for this video. Thank you very much. If you don't know the meaning of 1-to-1, I hope you have learned it from this video. Please do not make a mistake, because these people currently, their DBX is at stake. I don't think they can do care job again, and they would go in for this. It is a high level of neglect at work.